What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Now, today's video applies to powerlifters, bodybuilders, Olympic weightlifters, strongmen, even athletes such as footballers, American footballers, rugby players, tennis players, the list literally goes on. And it's about how everything in your program should be in there for an exact reason. There should be an exact purpose behind everything you do. And there's always going to be a degree of specificity that's going to come into your training. So for example, a powerlifter is going to be a lot more specific to his squat, bench and deadlift than say a strongman is, where a strongman is going to be a lot more specific to say his overhead press and strength, his deadlift strength, and then also going to be very specific to the movements that he's going to have to do within training. And then of course a bodybuilder is going to be very specific to maybe wanting to bring up certain body parts that may be lagging, unless they're a beginner where they're going to want to bring up absolutely everything within their body. Okay, and everything within your program should be there for a reason. So for example, let's use accessory work for an example. We're going to use powerlifting example as that's my sport and that's what all my athletes do, and I'm going to talk about about things I get my athletes to do and why. So for example, first and foremost, I program everything around the squats, the bench press and the deadlift. Okay, so the starting off in their workout, they are going to either be doing the competition style movement or a variation of the competition style movement. Okay, so we're always going to start off with that. I go further, I always bench after a squat. Again, the reason that I always bench after a squat is that squatting affects the shoulder girdle. Okay, so your shoulder girdle is affected by squatting, it gets slightly fatigued. So then when you're going to go into bench press, that is going to slightly affect your bench press. So if you always bench fresh and never bench after you squat, then when you go into competition after squatting, you're going to be attempting numbers with your shoulder girdle and you're being completely fresh, but then they're not going to be after squats within competition, so it's not as specific. So I always like to have my athletes bench press after they squat. Okay, and then we go further then with accessory work. All accessory work always has a rhyme or a reason why it's in there. So for example, on pretty much every single day, I have my athletes doing some form of lat work. So it might be pull-ups, it might be single arm rows, bent over rows, it could be any variation of a lat movement, but we definitely always focus on horizontal pulling and vertical pulling with our lats, because again, why do we do that? Because we want big ass lats. The more bigger our back can be, the more strength potential we're going to have for both squats, bench press and deadlifts. Again, on days where they're squatting and benching, we're usually going to have some form of an overhead press movement, whether it be seated overhead press, standing overhead press, could even be lateral raises. We're always going to have a specific shoulder exercise in there, and again, that is going to be there because that is going to help assist their bench press, because again, the bigger and stronger your shoulders are going to be, the more strength potential you have to have a bigger and stronger bench press. Again, arms for example, we're going to go right down to doing hammer curls. I would have all my athletes, every single athlete I have, without a doubt, is doing hammer curls at least once a week. Why? Because it promotes elbow health. Okay, because again, with all the pressing they're doing from dips, it could be their flat bench work, their incline bench work, their overhead press work, all that pressing, and even from doing their squatting, their low bar squatting, the hammer curls are going to help promote elbow health and maintain elbow health. So again, every single thing from the competition movements to the variation to the accessories right down to hammer curls has a reason why it is in there. So with your programming, look through your programming, and if you can account for absolutely everything being in there and why it is in there, then you're doing a good job. If you're going through your programming and you can't account for why everything is in there, then maybe you are not being specific enough, and you need to be a little bit more specific and have a reason for why everything's in there. Hope you found today's video informative, guys. Hope you enjoyed the Monday upload. This week is a big week with intensity week, so I hope you enjoy that also. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll speak to all of you guys next time.